quick lunch, I got a ham and Swiss croissant from Starbucks. There's my order. This is the first time I'm trying their chestnut praline syrup. So normally I'm a Dunkin' iced coffee girl, but I can't get over to Dunkin' in time. I have a meeting in 20 minutes, so I hit Starbucks drive-thru. Or no, I actually went in. Yeah, so I got an iced coffee, venti size, 2 chestnut praline syrup, 1 unsweetened or sugar-free, as they call it here at Starbucks, vanilla, and oat milk. That's good. I prefer Dunkin'. I'm sorry. It's strong. So I thought I would share my favorite reads of 2023 a bit early at the end of the year, but it's Vlogmas. I thought I would share it, and perhaps if you're looking for a good book to read, you might add these to your list. I've been struggling with reading a book as of late because going through grief, I have a hard time focusing, and just finding the right book is just really difficult for me. And as an avid reader, it's very upsetting that I can't settle on a book. I have started countless books in, several genres. My go-to genre is thriller, and I just am not finding any thrillers. I don't know if they're not released as much at the end of the year as they are in the summertime and in the early fall. I'm just not finding them. The library doesn't have them, and yeah, I'm just kind of exhausted the writers that I usually go to. It's frustrating, to say the least. And then fiction is kind of the same kind of bag. I can't find the right story, and I'm a picky reader to begin with. So if you have a book you think I would enjoy, drop it in the comments and I'll check it out. I thank you in advance for helping me. But these are the books that I went through my Goodreads list, the ones that I've read this year, and these are the ones that I think will stay with me for a good while. They already have stayed with me, even I read them in the beginning of the year, especially one of them. And yeah, so I'm gonna go backwards. I read them in the order I'm telling you. The last was read recently. Make sense? Okay. So the last book that I mentioned will be the one that I read earliest in the year. Okay. The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding, I gave 4 stars. And this book, it was a page turner. It was a mystery thriller, and it really kept my attention very well throughout. It was about this woman who had a business in New York, and COVID hit, and her small business failed, and she owed money, and she fled. So she went to the West Coast. She ended up, gosh, I can't remember now if it was California or Oregon or Washington, but one of those states, and she was homeless. And she witnesses a woman trying to drown herself, and she saves her, and by doing so, there the thriller is. And I don't want to tell anything else because you just got to go in just knowing the bare facts. But it was really good. I was a little disappointed with the ending, but don't let that stop you from reading it because I thought it was really, really well done. Another book that is in the thriller genre that I read was The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Now, I have read most of McFadden's books, and she's a great writer, but I think she's kind of going too fast for speed right now and kind of just throwing them out too quickly, because her latest one, The Coworker, I wasn't a big fan of. And she has one called, I think, The Teacher, coming out in February, which I'll read because, she's an amazing writer, but I don't know. They're getting kind of too much. The Inmate, oh my gosh. This one was a 5-star read for me. And it had so much in it. I mean, it's just like, if you like thriller books, that one was over and above thriller. Okay, page turner. I mean, I think I read it in one night or 1.5 day. And the ending, you get to the end, but it's not the end, and then it's revealed more, and it was just like, wow. A favorite I read was Meredith Alone. I loved Meredith Alone. This is by Claire Alexander, and I can't remember if that's her first book. It's fiction, and it is brilliant. Everything about it. You will just love Meredith, and I've recommended this book all throughout the year. If someone says, hey, what should I read? That's the one I go to. It's about Meredith, who hasn't left her home for 3 years. And she works from home. She gets food delivered. She doesn't leave her home. And she encounters someone who she befriends. They befriend her. And it is such a beautiful story. And it embraces mental health and friendship and life, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. So I highly recommend Meredith Alone. Okay, so then I have 2 more to share with you. The Senator's Wife. That book, 5 stars, by Liv Constantine. That's a thriller, page turner, and I received that through NetGalley, and it was an advanced reader copy. It's obviously out now, and that one was phenomenal. So that was about 2 couples, and the wife of one couple shoots the husband of the other couple, and there's the mystery, the thriller. Oh my gosh, it is just excellent. Just read it, read it. Definitely not a favorite book of the year for me, but I wanted to mention it here because I did a whole video at the end of last year or the beginning of this one about how this was going to be the book that would start my reading for this year, and that is The Salt Path by Rainer Wynn. And I was disappointed in this one, but I mentioned it because I'm coming back to it. I have mentioned it on the channel, and I was really interested in it, about this couple who went walking in England, and they, for financial reasons, and he had bad health and what have you, and it fell really flat for me. I really wanted more from the memoir, and I know she's gone on to write, I think, 2 more books, and maybe, you know, one day I'll read the second one, but I was disappointed. So there's my list. If you have a great book that you read this year, tell me.